Well, a poor way to start the third quarter by the Swans. A basic error there. There's Wren. He had a pot shot at that the first time, and then eventually went and got it again. That was McDermott, the half forward. Saliba, and the crowd roar every time he goes near the ball. Adam Saliba, the kick, a beautiful kick. Good lead by Tasker, and Tasker has marked 35 metres from goal directly in front.
Peter, I think we're going to hear a lot more about Saliba.
Well, I'm surprised he hasn't been played. As we look at the replay, look at that pass. I'm surprised he hasn't been played earlier, Bruce.
Max or no, but I'm pretty sure he injured himself early in the year and missed a fair bit of footy both in the SANFL and a chance with the Crows.
Sean Tasker started off in defence. Will kick from directly in front. Good looking kick for a goal. So that's his first goal of the game. Most importantly, as far as the Crows are concerned, they've kicked well clear, 13-12 to 7-2.
And once again, you see the benefit of getting that ball out of the centre. Ran up in the ruck, the ball moving down the field quickly onto Saliba. And Saliba's impressed me as much with his vision as anything, spotting Tasker on the lead.
And he really is an exciting prospect. One of the most encouraging signs, I think, for Adelaide has been Wren and Ben Hart this season, because they're the type of players they'll build off. Micken, good tap down. Maybe we should include Saliba. Liptak's handball to Brown. Brown over the top, strong. Here's Tasker with a chance. Kicked his first goal for the season a moment ago. There's his second. Well, don't you think he loves it up in the forward line as Adelaide go to 15-12 to 8-2. That's Dunkley and Lee, not too happy with themselves, but Lewis coming in.
Once again, there was a lack of pressure there by the Swans back line. Tasker getting the ball, having to go back and kick around the corner, but having all the time in the world. In fact, there was 2 players from the Adelaide side arrived before any other Swans.
Smart caught in the end, but got it out to Daryl Hart, who's been very good. Talk about very good. Adelaide's been excellent this term. Free kick to Brown. Brown early in the match kicked a goal for Adelaide. Only Port Adelaide player playing tonight. Tim told me on the plane on the way over. Tasker's kick, or Brown's kicked to Tasker in the half-forward line.
Port Adelaide have got half of ex-Collingwood playing for them with Mark Williams, Greg Phillips, and Bruce Abernathy.
Tasker, we're not going to claim Greg Phillips, are you, Peter? He did start his career at Port Adelaide. I've got to bristle a bit after that one. Tasker from about 45 metres out. Well, he kicked his third.
Out to Scott Lee. Well, he knew he had plenty of space and plenty of time. That's why he just casually went after it, and then brings it to half forward to Jarman, who's been a great player again. He drops the mark, but then goes and gets it. Still got it, Jarman, with class. Liptak looking for an option. Matthew Liptak in towards half forward. The lead was on, and Tasker thinks all his birthdays have come at once. He has started off in defence, and he's kicked 3 goals, and he'll kick for goal from 50 metres. Sean Tasker, and looks as though he's enjoying the stint down forward. Normally a good kick. That is an excellent kick. That's his 4th. So they just roll on, Adelaide. In a one-sided game, 2015, Adelaide lead Sydney 10-2.
Well, what I'd like to see is that the Swans players picked up a man and played on him for the rest of this game. Scott Lees was out on his own on the halfback flank, probably 60 metres in the clear, had all the time in the world to pinpoint the ball down the field, and it really has been a poor performance. And an easy goal in the end.
Centre wing, Saliba and McDermott. Now Liptak in towards full forward. Good lead. Very good lead, Tasker. He looks as though he might find a little niche down there on the forward line, although probably on tonight's standards, a bit hard to judge. He's kicked 4 though, Tim.
Yes, and he's led well. And perhaps the Swans players haven't put enough pressure on when the players had the ball upfield. They made it very difficult for their own backmen.
Sean Tasker going for goal number 5 from directly in front. Kicks a very high one that's close. I think it's a goal. It is. Tasker, 5 goals of good effort after starting in defence. Adelaide 21-16 lead Sydney 12-3, and Sean Tasker looks very pleased with himself.
Yes, and Liptak's been a good player, delivering the ball then to Tasker.